People of the realm! Up in the north, long before winter fell, if you forgive the pun, a young woman fondled a tall man in a goswood, as witnessed by a son of a Stark. As time endures, so does she, her family all but gone. The girl is now old Nan, and you may very well know her great-grandson. Book lovers know him as Walder, TV watchers as Willis, but everyone, everywhere, knows of Hodor. Westerosi and Isosi, barter your wares, your coin or your body, and gain passage on the blackbirds bound for Eastwatch by the sea. From there set out past the wall, down a flagon of your favourite swill, and soon you'll be ready to warm yourself by the fire of theory. For I am the Northlander, and now it's time to tell you what I know. Season 6 of HBO's Game of Thrones has finally delivered a spoiler that I believe will make it into the books. So it goes without saying, if you haven't watched Season 6 yet, don't go looking for Thrones content on the internet. 3 words come to mind. Hold the door. So let's get to the point. No matter which way you look at it, Hodor is no more. He dies like a hero or an incompetent bellboy, and good old Georgie has even confirmed he'll kick the bucket in the next book too. Which isn't a shock to most people, myself included. After all, it's all part of Bran's evolution as he gets more and more powerful. But I'm going to be covering that and his time-jumping escapades in another video. This theory goes that Hodor was bred with the singular intention of being Bran Stark's weapon. After all, every Jedi needs a lightsaber. Now we all know there's only one thing that's older than the Wall, the Long Night, and the entire bloody continent of Westeros, and that's old Nan. Yes, I know, I'm exaggerating, but let's be honest. Her tits have been touching her toes for at least 100 years, and after all, she is Hodor's great-grandmother. Now, we don't know exactly how old she is, or even if she's been politically involved or active during that time, but I can think of at least one other person who is of a similar age who also resides in the cold north, and that man is Bloodraven. To say the two are in league would be like saying R.R.Martin likes to sing Lionel Richie on karaoke. Now he might very well do, and he's got a very sexy voice indeed, but there's just simply no bloody proof. We know that during a Bran Weirwood vision in the books, that a young woman who we presume to be old Nan is necking with a tall man who we think is the famous Kingsguard Duncan the Tall. Now I'm not wanting to teach you lot to suck eggs, but some folks still don't know this, and even though it's a theory, I think it's a plausible one. So if you ever wonder where Hodor gets his height from, then there's your answer. As we cannot date this vision, and we also have no way of telling if Bloodraven is beyond the wall yet or not. For the purpose of my ramble, he is, and he's already been to the same Weirwood earlier in his life. Have a look at this quote. This is from another Bran vision, a pale dark-eyed youth cutting 3 branches from the Weirwood and shaping them into arrows. No, a pale dark-eyed youth. Yes, I know Bloodraven has red eyes and was an albino, but red eyes can also be dark eyes. After all, they do say that some Targaryen eyes are so dark they're almost black. So it looks like Bloodraven is playing the long game, and for that an uber time travelling warg and Weirwood watcher is needed. But it just so happens Bran Stark is 100 years or so of being born. We know that the Weirwood visions can span countless generations into the past, so there's no telling that they cannot go forward in time as well. So in short, Bloodraven was waiting for his chosen one, and it really doesn't seem like he's the type of person to leave things to chance. Well, that's unless you count him dozing off in the show while Bran decides to go and let the Night's King start touching him in a dream. Now, that kinda sounded a little bit wrong, and bloody hell yes it was wrong, but in all fairness, Bran isn't the sharpest tool in the box, and that's why I think we're all going to die a very cold and icy death. So through collusion or the dark arts, the coupling of a young Nan and a Duncan at all happen with the intent of producing a weapon for Bran. Now this would take some insane genetic planning, but as we know, this isn't the first time genetics have played a role. In fact, genetics are everywhere we look. Just look at any of the dragon seeds from A Dance with Dragons, or the dragon hatchers in the books, or even the White Walkers now that the TV has revealed their origins, all of which have certain genetic traits. Now the question I pose is simple. Was Hodor born to die? And the straightforward answer is yes, you are bloody right he was. A man generations in the making with just the right genetic makeup of brawn and brains comes along at exactly the same time that Bran comes into his powers. Now I know I make some assumptions, and to me and other members of the tinfoil community, it feeds the mind and stimulates our loins. To me this theory is the most likely, that Hodor was bred to be wielded by Bran, and that Bran was born to change it all, to correct the mistakes of the past, to save the future. But maybe that's a video for another time. The embers of theory grow colder by the moment, so now prepare to piss off. Gather your furs, saddle your steeds, but remember one thing. You know nothing, and neither do I. I've been the Northlander, hope you enjoyed the video, now sod off.